Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Welcome if this is your first time here. So this is going to be a love and spirituality reading for the air signs Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. And I'll also be doing an extended video when I'm done with this one, so make sure you check the description box down below. So air signs, when I was shuffling for you earlier, I got the Celestial Rose of Ma, and that card basically lets me know that you have been watched by someone. Someone is very interested in you is what I'm hearing. Someone is very fond of you. They think you're very beautiful, they think you're very attractive, but I don't think that you've met this person. And if you have, you don't know that they have some sort of feelings for you. Because I was hearing like hidden love. So that could be someone has hidden feelings for you, or you have hidden feelings for someone else. But I'm picking up more strongly that you have that someone else has hidden feelings for you. But then I also heard forbidden love. And it's strange because a past life scenario started to come to mind, and that rarely ever happens in my readings. But I'm feeling like it's someone who you were forbidden to be with in a past life or something along those lines, and it's like you're meeting them again in this lifetime. This could very well be the person that is watching you, or it could be someone else who you feel a strong connection to. It's going to differ from everyone, but overall I do feel like there's some type of love that's trying to come into your life, and a part of you feels like you don't deserve it, or a part of you feels like it's not going to happen, or like you can't have it for some reason. Like you've been convinced that you can't have this sort of love, or like this sort of love doesn't exist for some reason. So let's see, I already pulled your spread, so I'm basically just going to clarify with my deck. So the past position, we have isolation, we have the burden in reverse, and the source card in reverse. So for some of you, you were dealing with a certain person or a certain situation that you felt was divinely orchestrated. It felt like fate, or it felt like something that was meant to be or meant to happen. And a part of it was that, like, I don't think you're completely off when I say that, or when you thought that about this person. It was divinely guided, but I don't think that the outcome that was meant to come from it was what you thought. It's like some people, when they feel a very strong spiritual connection with someone or with the situation, they feel like it's supposed to turn out well, meaning that it's supposed to turn out with you being with that person long term. But sometimes that's not the case. Sometimes the lesson comes from being able to walk away in some way. So then you could start to kind of think to yourself, like, maybe this wasn't divinely orchestrated because it didn't play out the way I thought that it would, but it was. I think that it really was divinely orchestrated. Some of you, though, are not seeing it that way, and that's why it feels so painful, because the isolation card comes out in the upright. So that talks about kind of having a broken heart, or just really being in isolation right now because you feel very misunderstood. Some of you just feel very closed off, like your heart has kind of turned cold because of whatever it is that happened in this situation. But it looks like some of you are really trying to get past it, because the burden card is here in the reverse. So that lets me know that you're fully aware that this situation is a very heavy load on your shoulders, and it's weighing on your heart very heavily, and you want to let it go. But at the same time, some of you just don't know how, is what I'm hearing, like not knowing how to let it go. For some of you, you could have been dealing with someone who had these issues. Like you could have been dealing with someone who was kind of closed off, and I think they transferred their energy onto you. So you could be feeling very closed off at this time because of whatever you went through with them. It's kind of like they exchanged their energy onto you, or they exchanged their problems that they were having onto you. For some of you, this is not just a romantic partner. This could be family, this could be friends. So just kind of take it as it resonates. But I think a lot of you are definitely ready to drop that burden. A lot of you are very disconnected from your higher selves. Your higher self, God, the universe, whatever you believe in. It's like you're disconnected from that higher power, because let me clarify that. It's like you're questioning why things turned out the way they did. So I'm getting kind of like a you just not having faith because of the way that things turned out. Let me clarify the source card. I think this came up in the water sign reading as well, because in the water sign reading, there definitely was a message about making someone your God and praising them like another human being. You saw them, put them on such a pedestal to the point where it's almost like you turn them into God, and then they leave, and you feel completely disconnected from your higher power because of the fact that you saw them as your higher power. You might want to watch the water sign reading if you have water in your chart, because because it could resonate. The We Are the World card comes out. So We Are the World is basically the card of like fulfilling your destiny or your soul mission. It's not just like earthly goals, like, oh, I want to make this amount of money or whatever. It's about like really coming here to fulfill your spiritual mission or your spiritual purpose. And I think that this situation is helping you to step into that, but you don't see it. All you're really seeing is like the pain, but you're not really seeing the good that's going to come out of it. There's something good that this situation is teaching you, that's not going to only benefit you, but it's going to benefit a lot of other people. I'm hearing breaking generational curses with the We Are the World card. So some of you are really breaking some sort of generational pattern or curse that has been kind of cycling in your family, but you don't see it like that right now. It's hard to see it like that when you're in pain or when you're in isolation at the moment. Trying to see if I'm getting anything else from that card. Yeah, some of you, it's like, I just feel this extreme disconnect. It almost feels like grief. Like when someone dies, like that sort of grief. But it doesn't have to be a physical death. It could be like an ambiguous loss. Like when you lose someone, but they're not really dead, but they might as well be because you can never see them again or talk to them. I think that some of you are grieving for your past selves as well, not just like the person that left, but the past version of you that you had to leave behind. Because it's like this person or these people, whatever they done to you, they cause you to change in a way that you start to not recognize yourself, or you see that you're more jaded and closed off. So some of you are mourning the loss of that person, of who you used to be. Oh, that's heavy. Okay. So middle position or middle row is present energy. So we have receptivity, stress in reverse, traveling. So the traveling card is a good thing because traveling card means you're going forward. You're moving forward. You have divine backing, so you are actually being guided by your guides or your angels, whatever you believe in. And they're helping you to heal in some way. And it looks like you're healing quickly. It's like rapid healing is what I'm seeing with that traveling card. Some of you are physically traveling, meaning that you are actually traveling somewhere or moving somewhere, like a fresh start. I think that some of you need a change of scenery, like a change of environment. Because I feel like you were stuck in a cycle for so long in a specific environment that it's going to be hard for you to heal unless you move away from that environment. And if you can't move away from the environment, you have to at least be able to move away from the environment mentally and emotionally. Even if that means like rearranging your room or like buying sage or Palo Santo and smudging your room. It's like there's something, the energy needs to be moved because the energy has been stagnant for a very long time. The stress card is in the reverse, so that's a good thing. That's the middle of your reading. So with that being in the heart of your reading, that means that a stressful time period that you went through is about to be over. I feel like it was a bit too much, like you were juggling a lot of feelings and emotions and it was too much for you, and it could start to really weigh you down, or it can feel kind of crippling is what I'm hearing. It's like, you know, when you're juggling too many feelings at once, or there's a lot going on in your life and the littlest inconvenience sets you off over the edge. Like you're like, I got this, I'm doing this, I'm fine, I'm keeping everything afloat. And then the first minor inconvenience, like you lose your keys or you drop your pen, that should just send you over the edge because you were already, what is that? Oh, it was car. Because you already are being weighed down with too much. So it's like the smallest thing can send you over the edge. Is how you know that you've taken on too much. But thankfully, this is coming to a close. This is a good thing. Also, I feel like it was very stressful for you to try to maintain whatever this connection was. It's kind of like, I'm seeing like having to jump through hoops or having to do tricks. Like, you know how like someone gives a dog a treat every time they do a trick? That's kind of how you felt in your relationship or in this connection. Like you had to continuously prove yourself or go out of your way for this person just to feel worthy or validated of their love. This doesn't have to be romance. This could be a career where you feel unappreciated, where you have to do a lot but you get little in return. This could be a parent, this could be friends, so just take it as it resonates and just apply it. But I feel like in this environment that you were in, or in this connection with this person or these people, you couldn't fully be yourself. The love, it looks like, was very conditional, and that's why it had to end, because relationships like that you can't sustain for a long period of time. Any relationship that stands the test of time is going to be one where you're loved for who you are, not for what you're doing for that other person. See what I'm saying? So the stress, it's going away, thank God. Receptivity in the reverse, again, that just pretty much clarifies what I just said. Dealing with people who take but they don't know how to give, but you know how to give, but you don't know how to take. So it's like you're the opposite of each other, which would make sense of why you attract each other. You have to learn how to take, not in a selfish way, not in a way where you're using people, but it looks like you don't feel comfortable with receptivity. Like you're not comfortable with getting love, praise, admiration. It makes you uncomfortable. And I feel like it's because of the things you've been through or the people you've dealt with. They made you feel or believe that you don't have to get anything from them. Your role is to give. So I'm hearing like a sort of brainwashing. So this is something that you could have gone through for a long time, to the point where it just becomes embedded in you. You don't even really think about it. But when you do think about it, you think about the fact that like, wow, I give a lot to this, whatever this is, connection, but what am I getting in return? Nothing. But because it's subconsciously programmed in you, it's like you're used to it. So it feels natural. It almost feels like unnatural for you to receive. But it looks like you're coming out of that. Or you have to make the decision to come out of that. That's why some of you are in isolation. Because it's like when you're not around people, at least you won't be taken advantage of. Ooh, okay. This reading's kind of heavy. But I do set the intention of like for people to come to my channel whenever they need guidance out of a heavy situation. So that would make sense. Past lives in reverse. Moment to moment, the Fool. So the past lives in reverse is the card that I just knew was going to come out when I was shuffling for your spread. Because like I said, a past life scenario just flashed into my mind. If some of you were dealing with someone in a past life and the energy has definitely followed you over into this lifetime, you're both here again in this lifetime. And this could be you and another person. It could be you and a group of people. Just take it as it resonates. But yeah, this is something that you're breaking, a pattern that you're breaking from a past life. This has been like cyclical, like it happens over and over and over. I'm also hearing like from that past life, it's like a forbidden love. So it's kind of like confusing me. Well, I mean, a lot of people watch these videos, so the energy could just be that I'm picking up on different people. But for some of you, it was a past life romance where you were forbidden from being with someone. And you know that person now, or that person is coming into your life. A lot of you are getting new love for sure. Some of you could have already met your new love, and you know exactly who I'm talking about. Like as soon as this person pops into your head, or like as soon as you hear this person pops into your head, and you know exactly what I'm talking about. Moment to moment, slowing down, taking things slowly. So your advice for the future is for you to take things little by little, step by step. Don't rush ahead. Don't rush into anything. You need a lot of time to relax is what I'm hearing. Your body needs to relax because a lot has been going on. A lot has been going on. So you need to just take some time out to relax. Your body needs to rest. Just take whatever you're doing right now or whatever you're about to do, take it slowly. Do not try to dive into it and jump into it too quickly because I don't think that's going to work in your favor. So just be careful of that. The Fool card is here in the reverse. Actually, I'm being guided to clarify that moment to moment card. Change. Yep. See, so change comes out immediately. The change that that's taking place right now, you have to take it slowly. This is not like change that's going to happen overnight. It's happening slowly but surely. A lot of change in your life is going to take a while to warm up to. So if you start to become impatient, and then the patience card comes out as well. If you start to become impatient, it's just going to backfire is what I'm hearing. I'm trying to see if the cards will give me something more specific, but I think it's different for all of you. Because some of you could be starting a new job, or some of you are starting a new relationship. It's something that is major that's shifting in your life, and you're needing to take it slow, moment to moment. Don't jump ahead or don't get too ahead of yourself. And with the Fool card being here in the reverse, the Fool card talks about being too trusting to the point of being foolish. And I'm not calling you foolish, of course, but the last thing you want to do is to have someone take advantage of the fact that you are very kind of like innocent, or the fact that you are very trusting and loving. So you can start to project that onto other people. Like you could think, okay, I'm very trusting, so other people are as well, and then other people take advantage. So just be careful of that. And the way you can avoid that is taking things slowly, moment to moment. For some of you, though, you're living in a state of fear, what I'm seeing with that Fool card. And you need not do that. Just because you are being guided to take things slowly, that doesn't mean that you have to live in fear of people. As long as you are setting your healthy boundaries, there's nothing to fear. You're not going to get deceived. You're not going to get tricked. You're not going to fall into the same pattern that you were in before, because you know too much now to fall into that pattern. So you can trust yourself. You don't have to be fearful. You don't have to close yourself off from the world. You're smarter and more capable than you think you are. Even if you made poor judgment calls in the past, you've grown and you've learned more than you think that you have. I'm going to pull outside energy now. Outside energy is basically the energy of the person who you are dealing with, or the people you're dealing with, like any soul ties that you have, any soul mates that you may have. Like, they're playing a very significant role when it comes to what's going on in your life, especially on a spiritual level. So we're going to check into their energy and see if there's any lessons that are meant to be learned by checking into their energy. Outside influence for Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. Also, the message that I got earlier was that you think you're a burden, but you're not. To me, that means that someone has lied to you or told you or tried to make you feel like you were a burden to them, but you needed them more than they needed you. But they didn't want you to know that, because if you did, then you would leave, or so they thought. Let's pull for the outside soulmate. Comparison. Flowering. Make sure this is in frame. Breakthrough. Okay. Let me move this over so that the cards are in frame. Okay, so the outside energy of the person that you're dealing with, or the people, it's soulmates, like people who you have a strong soul tie with. Doesn't mean a soulmate as in, oh, you're going to be with this person forever, this is your one true love. Your soulmate is basically someone who you connect with on a spiritual level, that's helping you to have some sort of spiritual breakthrough, or level up in some spiritual sense. Spiritual, psychological, emotional, mental, it all intertwines together. But whoever this person is that you were dealing with, or these people, it looks like they're very insecure, for sure, because the comparison card is coming out. So they are very egotistical, and they compare themselves to other people a lot. Like, they have to be the best of the best, or they have to be, you know, at the top of their game. It's like they compare themselves to other people a lot, and it's rooted in insecurity. With the flowering card being here, this person is definitely very showy, like a show-off type of person. Even if they try to act modest, underneath it all, there's this level of arrogance. But underneath that arrogance is a level of insecurity, if that makes sense. I feel like some of them really, really want to grow as a person. Okay, no, I lied. What I'm hearing is that they want to appear that they've grown as a person, but they haven't, because the breakthrough card is in the reverse. It's like those people who feel very insecure about themselves, and so they start focusing on material things instead of focusing on the internal work. So they'll focus on, like, okay, I'm gonna go get a certain car or wear certain clothes, and it's like they think that's gonna fix whatever's going on inside of them, like with the insecurities, but it's not. Obviously you can see, like, this is the outside, the flowering, this is the inside, this is what's going on inside of them. And it's like, no matter what they do, they still don't feel good enough. No matter what they wear, no matter what they drive, no matter how showy they are, they still don't feel good enough, because they're not doing any internal work. They're not having a breakthrough within their hearts. They're trying to skip over the work and do the external work. Like, as long as I look like I have it together on the outside. Yeah, it's definitely a facade. It's definitely a cover-up. And that would make sense why they have you feeling like this isolation card, the burden card. People like this always leave people feeling like this. Like, they have to leave you feeling like you're a burden, or that, like, you need them, because they're just, it's like, look at their energy. We're gonna look more into the energy in the extended. I'm going to clarify those and get more into that person's headspace right now, and then I'm going to give you additional messages as well. So thank you guys for watching. I will leave the link to the Vimeo channel, or the Vimeo video, down below, and I will see you guys over on my Vimeo channel. Bye.